What's up everyone and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table we're unboxing another KeyForge Age of Ascension deck. Let's get into it. Alright. So we've been getting lots of Untamed so far. This is not all from the same box, mind you. These were all bought. I bought them in like sets of 2 at different stores over probably a span of a month, going to different tournaments at local stores, trying to get a different spread. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright, we got Shadows, Brobnar, and Logos. And let's get the deck open here. While I'm opening it, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. If you like these KeyForge unboxings, hit that like button, please. It helps a ton. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, help support us here, you can do so on Patreon. The link is in the description below. Thank you to everyone that supports us here. Without you guys, this stuff wouldn't be happening. All right, let's get rid of the... Oh, let's look. A little bit of a spoiler. No Legacies, no Mavericks. All right. So there is our artifact card. You can see the Archon there, looking pretty cool. Kind of looks like an upside down Archon. There we go, that's better. That's better. All right, anyways. My OCD will not allow me to leave it like that for too long. All right, we got Shadows here. We got, looks like 3 rares. First one, Ring of Invisibility. From the first set, artifact given you an amber, and they gain Elusive and Skirmish, 2 of the best keywords in the game, on whatever creature in whatever house you want. We got Lethal Distraction, not the most useful card unless you have the stuff to work with it, but you get an amber and then you choose a creature for the remainder of the turn. Whenever this creature takes damage, it takes an additional 2. So it is good at taking down bigger targets if you have some guys in Shadows you're going to fight with. It's good if you have some skirmish bodies especially that are hitting only for like 3, like Knuckles Bolton. This can then use him to take down like a 5 power creature. Speaking of destroying creatures, we have a Bullet Eye, Elf Thief, Elusive, Reap, destroy a flank creature. Love that creature. When you put her down, instantly people are like, gotta kill her, gotta kill her. Can't have her just destroying creatures on a Reap straight up. Subtle Maul artifact, hitting your opponent's hand, discarding a random card. Nightforge, seems to be a super popular card in these last few decks. It is an uncommon, but yeah. Get an amber off it at least. Play if you've not forged a key this turn. You may forge a key at +4 current cost. You guys know my thoughts on that one. Not the best key cheat. All right, Little Nif, Omega, Deploy, Elusive. People seem to forget the keywords when there's that many on a card and they don't have the bracketed text beside them. I've noticed that been misplayed a few times, but it's Omega, so it ends your turn. Deploy, you can put it wherever you want in your battle line, and he's elusive, so he'll stick around. He's one of the thieves in the deck, so he has a steal ability on him after a neighbor of Little Nif is used to fight. It can be from any faction. You steal one. So that's great when you have Brobnar in your deck. If you can get this guy beside a couple Brobnar dudes, you can start stealing on your Brobnar turns. And Dusk Runner, enabling a creature to reap, and they'll steal one. Nerve Blast, classic card here. Steal one. If you do, deal 2 damage to a creature. Actually, that works great with the, what was this card? Lethal Distraction. That works good with it. And if I can pick up my cards here, we got Lamindra coming into play. Anywhere on the flank, or anywhere on the battle line, sorry, she's got Deploy. She's elusive, and she gains her neighbor's elusive. And there's Knuckles Bolton, who I was talking about earlier, has that elusive, and he's got Skirmish, so he's just smashing creatures without getting hit back. And we got a Furtive Investors, getting an amber. If your opponent has more amber than you, gain 1 amber for each key your opponent has forged. And we got Dusk Chronicles. If you get an amber off it, if your opponent has more amber than you, draw a card. If you have more amber than your opponent, archive a card. That is it for Shadows. Logos, Strange Gizmo, get an amber off it. After you forge a key, destroy each creature and artifact. Love this crazy card. An awesome rare here. Desania, great in second set. Your opponent discards each of their archive cards, which is just awesome in general. And then you gain an amber for each card discarded that way. This is a card, if I was playing against Logos, I would probably hold for a couple turns, or if I could archive it myself, I would. Because yeah, if you get this at the right time, man, it can be devastating to your opponent. All right, we got Remote Access. And sorry, back to Desania with all the archiving of creatures with Mars into their archives even. That's a great counter to that too. So that's awesome. Remote Access, use an opponent's artifact as if it were yours. Get an amber off it. Love that one. Memory Chip, really like this card. After you choose Logos as your active house, archive a card. We got Jar Google, Beast and Mutant creature with 2 power, elusive. Play, put a card from your hand face down under Jar Google, and if he's destroyed, on your turn, you play the card. If it's your opponent's turn, you archive the card. Both good, in my opinion. So at least your opponent doesn't get the card or anything like that. Fila the Researcher, awesome card. Elusive, just 1 power. She doesn't live that long, but after a creature's played adjacent to her, you draw a card, and usually you can do that on the same turn if you've played things in the right order. You got the ZYX or ZYX Researcher. Play, archive the top card of your deck or your discard pile. I think the discard pile is the amazing part of this if you line it up properly, that you've put an action. If you see this guy's in your hand, put something in your discard from last turn. Hopefully your opponent hasn't thrown anything in there, but even on this turn or the last turn, if you've lined something off the top of your discard pile that you can recur and shouldn't normally be recurring, that is a nice effect. Standardized testing, destroy each creature with the lowest power and each creature with the highest power. Nice board control. We got Poke, get an Amber, deal 1 damage to an enemy creature. If this damage destroys that creature, draw a card. Library of Babel for some card draw as an action or artifact. Awesome Logos card is Hexbion. After it's destroyed, you archive Hexbion and the top card of your deck. And then we got Igor, 2 power creature. When it comes into play, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand, and discard the others. So the archiving here, let's see. We got Hexbion this archive. ZYX Researcher. This guy is kind of like archive. I mean, putting the card away if you do it properly, but not exactly. That's it. Only a couple archive cards. Not the best archiving line out of Logos, but some cool cards in there. All right, we got Brobnar coming up. No rare, it looks like, but we got a Screech Bomb, some good Amber control out of Brobnar, especially since you can use it on any turn as an Omni. Opponent loses 2 Amber. Lull up the Titanic, big body here. He deals no damage when attacked, 11 power. We got Grok, fighting. Your opponent loses an Amber, so put this guy beside a little Nif somehow, and your opponent loses an Amber, and you steal 1. Groggins, he is only fighting flank creatures when he's used to attack. Ganger Chieftain coming into play, readying and fighting with a neighboring creature. Some house cheating possible there. Foozle, one of my favorite Brobnar cards in the new set, because it actually can generate you some Amber just based on you destroying creatures. And it's not even in a fight. It just gets you that extra Amber, kind of like a big fat Dew Fairy. But you just got to kind of line it up a little bit, but she's 5, so she sticks around a little longer too. And I like that. And we have 2 of them, so that's pretty good. Now, I find this annoying. First Blood, Alpha. Deal 2 damage for each friendly Brobnar creature. You may divide this damage among any number of enemy creatures. It's cool, but you know my stance on having too many Alphas in the deck, and we have 3 of these cards. So you're going to be discarding them, especially if they clog your hand, but it is a good chance that you'll get one when you have Brobnar people on the board, Brobnar creatures, on the board. Assuming we have that many, I haven't really been paying attention. We've got Coward's End coming in, destroying each undamaged creature. Can we use... deal 2 damage to for each friendly Brobnar creature. You may divide this damage among any number of creatures. So you can use First Blood on yourself. Unless I'm reading it wrong. But yeah, you can use it on yourself, so that could work good with Coward's End. So you can Alpha play this. If you have a few Brobnar creatures, damage a few of your creatures you want to keep around, slap down a Coward's End, one-sided board wipe, right? And Bingo Bang Bang is the last card in the deck. Let's just see for creatures, though. I mean, he's not going to be sticking around after dealing 2 damage to him. Looks like we got 7 Brobnar creatures, so it's okay. I mean, it's a pretty big beefy one, so we should see them around the board, so we should be able to get some First Bloods off, at least, so it's not completely just played for the Amber or discarded because you have too many Alphas. All right, so we're going to jump to the web apps. If you want to see the links to the descriptions, in the description to the web apps, they are below. You can head on over to the Burger Tokens Analyzer or Decks of KeyForge. We're going to take a look at the deck as a whole here and kind of see the stats and the numbers. So let me go scan it into the app, and I'll be right back. All right, so we got the deck scanned into the app. You can see it on the screen here behind me. It's in the Master Vault. You can check the link to it in the description below. But let's jump on over to the KeyForge Deck Analyzer by Burger Tokens. So we got the breakdown here. 17 creatures, 12 actions, 5 artifacts, 2 upgrades. You can see our power distribution on the creatures. We got a handful of higher powered creatures, but mainly we're sitting on a bunch of 2 powered creatures. We got 7 of them. But 17 creatures, that's average. It's pretty good. Lots of Amber Pips here on the actions. You can see on the left-hand side there of the names of the cards of those yellow ones. All right, let's get down here. The most important stuff is the bonus Amber. We got 11 cards with 11 Amber. Not too bad. Let's go down here to Amber Burst. Only 2 cards. Desania, that's only if your opponent's archiving anything. And Furtive Investors, only if your opponent has more Amber than you, and they forged some keys. It's really bursting for you. Not the best Amber burst. Amber Control only got Nerve Blast, Duskrunner, Little Nif, and a Grok and a Screech Bomb. Not the greatest there either. A little bit of house cheating. Got some key cheats. Not the best. Card draw. Lots of card draw, though. That is good. And quite a bit of archive, actually. Yeah, I forgot about Dust Chronicles being possible archive. And a missed memory chip earlier when I was talking about archive. I just realized. So let's go ahead and see the numbers of the deck. So overall, the SAS, 76. -2 anti-synergy, +4 synergy. So at the time of the recording, it's 76. These could change. Obviously, they do change card ratings in the SAS system every now and then. So it's a little tiny bit above average on the SAS for Age of Ascension only. Card rating a little above. Synergy a little below the average. And anti-synergy, it's a little higher than average. So let's check out the Amber Control is only 5.5. Not the greatest. Expected Amber 16. It's okay, not really that great. 1.5 in the Artifact Control, only in Remote Access and Strange Gizmo. And we got Creature Control at 9. That's okay. And we got Deck Manipulation at 10. Power at 6.5. See, this is not very high at all. Yeah, not the best. 49 arc score. That's okay. So the card spread here in the averages. So we got a little bit extra on the upgrades. But creatures, artifacts, and actions, pretty average in Age of Ascension. So that's a look at the deck. If you guys have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments below, or any suggestions on how to make these deck unboxings any better, or if you'd like me to cover anything or look at them in a different way at all, leave it down below. If you like what you see, slap that like button, and if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, ring the bell so you don't miss a video. And thanks a lot for being here watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.